I do wholeheartedly disagree with you, though. I think there can be a lovable mark.
No, mark is a derogatory term.
Yeah, I know, but if someone was like so mark, you just feel bad for them. It's like, yeah, he's really trying. He's an idiot, and you should hate him, but it's how he shows he cares.
Nah, I guess there are a lot of those in what we do. Oh, man, I was show 2 weeks ago. There's this guy that comes to a show. I'm not going to say what show. I'm going to hope he doesn't listen. But he's a photographer, and he's one of those guys.
Smooth?
No, not
dude, he's big. Don't call him a mark.
Not Smooth. He probably also won't listen to this, but Smooth's the man. Smooth is not a mark. He's not a wrestling fan.
Smooth could step in the ring. He wouldn't even have to do much. Smooth is swole.
So
people would believe it.
Yeah, fun thing about the White River Wrestling shows that I produce are one of my photographers and my videographer are jacked. They could go to 90% of the shows I normally wrestle on, and they look more wrestler than the crew.
All right, so let's take Smooth, for example, because I also want to be him from a photography standpoint, a physique standpoint. But like, strap a fanny pack on him, maybe a coffee cup, he's good to go. I mean, what's it take?
There's a lot of things a wrestler can do that when they come into the building will make people take them more seriously. It's like vet status.
Wait, a fanny pack?
A fanny pack.
Respect?
A fanny pack means you are a professional wrestler that takes this seriously, and you are like probably a veteran.
Does it demonstrate preparedness? Like I got my.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. It's a practical piece of like, what do you call it? Attire. It's a tool. Yeah. So like in the 70s and 80s when the fanny pack started in professional wrestling. So in a fanny pack, you could have your car keys, your wallet. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, let's be honest, that also meant your what we call gimmicks, which mean like your pills, your drugs. Like you have your drugs in your fanny pack. Nowadays, it's like keys, cell phone, whatever, gimmicks, if that's still your thing. And then, yeah, just having that on, like prepared. Because if you walk cigarettes or whatever, and then you walk into a building, a lot of the boys will immediately like jump in the ring and do some stuff. Well, all you have to do is unclip your fanny pack and you can just sit that down, jump right in the ring. You don't have to worry about emptying your pockets.
Now, do you also refer to your fanny pack as a gimmick?
It's also a gimmick, yeah. A gimmick's a multifaceted word that means a bunch of things.
In theory, and I'm trying to follow, I could say, hey man, can you grab me my gimmick? Or I need to get my gimmick from my gimmick?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And a wrestler who's been around for a while would know exactly what you mean, but some mark wouldn't know what you mean.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't a mark just over you? This is a fine line. I'm genuinely interested. I don't know if it comes off that way.
Yeah.
But I really do want to be mark as hell if I'm ever at your show. So, like, overuse of the word gimmick, though, has got to make you look like a huge tool.
It does, yeah.
There's got to be a fine line there.
Yeah, only if you are an established person can you really get away with saying the word. So if you're a young dude saying that word, you would lose street cred. But if you're an older guy saying the word in a non-frivolous way, then it gets you street cred. Like having a fanny pack.
So having a fanny pack. Most of you people seem anti-sleeve, though. Like, regardless of physique, none of you people wear sleeves.
It's pretty normal. Tight t-shirt, sleeveless t-shirt, tank. Like those are usually kind of a giveaway. Anyone with a good physique, you want people to know you're a wrestler from far away. Like you want to see someone walk into a room and just know, oh, that's one of the performers. Like at Grand Park a few weeks ago, you want the staff to know when someone walks in, oh, that's got to be one of the performers. But the actual attire doesn't necessarily say, because sometimes we show up to shows in dress clothes.
Shouldn't you want to hire like fat staff then? Just to make you look better?
In theory, yeah. Well, that's the reason why a lot of companies hire really small referees.
Really?
Yeah, to make the wrestlers a lot bigger.
I did not even think of that.
Yeah, all the WWE referees are small. They're short guys. Some of them are jacked, but they're short dudes.
Huh. I guess every wrestler who ever step into the ring is like 6'8", apparently.
That's what it should be. Yeah.
But
I don't condone that because I'm not.
You're like 6'3".
We're going to go with that, yeah.
Well, you have to be because the height that I give and tell people you're slightly taller than me. So
cool.
I'm gonna need you to say at least 6'3".
Thanks. Feel free to inflate my weight too. Oh, actually, fun fact. Yeah, wrestlers usually exaggerate weight a little bit too. Funny thing. So I was at a show on the east side of Indy last week, and there is a female ring announcer that comes to shows, and I met her like a year ago or something like that, and I don't have a problem with her. She's probably a good human being. I just don't have any desire to talk to her. The main reason being, any like young girl at a show gets all the attention in the world. So all the wrestlers are giving her all the attention. She's selling pictures of herself at the merchandise table and making more money than we are.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
pictures of herself, like how?
Well, she's like a ring announcer and she dresses sexy enough, you know? So like people are going to buy a $10 picture of her before they're going to buy a $5 or $10 picture of me a lot of the time, because wrestling fans are, you know, potentially perverts. Not that some aren't. But so
not
anyway,
to alienate my audience.
But this female ring announcer came up to me the other day, and she'd done some research, and I completely respected that. But I could tell, like, I've never went out of my way to be nice to her. I've talked to her. I've been polite, respectful, professional, but I'm not going to pay her the time of day because she hasn't earned the time of day. Like, and all the boys are throwing themselves at her, and that's just stupid. We're all humans. Treat everyone like a human. Don't be pathetic. So, but I'm not jaded. So
no.
She comes up to me, and I can tell she's intimidated by me. I've noticed that the last few times I've been around her. So she comes like, oh, hey, Jake, and she had her little note cards for all the matches. And she's like, well, you know, what moniker do you want to use tonight? And I'm like, oh, the end of the world, Jake Oman, please. And I was like, what else do you need? Do you need like where I'm from or how much I weigh? And she's like, oh yeah, both of those would be cool. And I'm like, cool. Let's go, you know, Indianapolis, Indiana, which I was leery of saying because my opponent was also from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we were in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then on the card, she's like, I already have 227 pounds written for you. I got that off your Facebook. She's like, is that still right? And I'm like, no, I'm huge now. And then I said it in just like a completely straight faced way. Like, no, I'm huge now. 242, please. And she's just like, oh, okay. And like in a like slightly intimidated way.
You didn't just bump that up to 250 to make it even?
Should have, man. I'm in the 230s now. Like I'm calling it the 110 kilo club, which is what I'm like trying to get in on here, which is like 242 ish.
All about them kilos.
Yeah, the 110 club. Because let's be honest, I'm an international professional wrestler, Pete. I only count internationally now.
Well, I'm gonna take it back to this Mark thing. So where I'm at, here's what I'm envisioning. Mm-hmm. I got the fanny pack, maybe a Hulkamania tank top, because I mean those seem real easy to get. Yeah. And I don't want to go inside. Ooh, is there a tank I could get that's slightly inside, like a reference to Jericho or something? That people be like, that guy has seen a few WrestleManias.
I feel like if you're gonna get a tank, don't go Hogan, go Macho Man, because that's slightly more insider. Justin, who's popular, yes, but also that's like a little more insider because Macho Man was like a great, what we'd call worker. Like he was a wrestler's wrestler on top of being an entertaining star. So go Macho.
Has anyone ever confused the Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior?
I'm sure it's happened.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure about that. I'm sure it's happened, yeah. But one of them was a wrestler's wrestler and the other was a bodybuilder who had enough gas in his tank to get him from here to the stop sign out in front of your place.
Oh, I see what you did there. I get it. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, all right. How do you endear yourself then? Again, because I still want to be likable, but be a tool. So moderate use of the word gimmick, knowing full well I have no reason to be saying it. Fanny pack, the Macho Man tank. Like,
okay, if you want to be taken professionally, like if you want to walk into a building and people to be like, oh, that guy must be a wrestler, there are some other things you can do. Number one, you need a roller bag. We use roller bags for our gear. That's just Wrestler 101.
Do they need to say Gucci or anything, or can they be like cheap AF?
If they said Gucci, I would be more skeptical than if it didn't say Gucci, because we don't make that kind of money. All right, Jericho probably has a Gucci bag. I don't. So a roller bag, that's number one. One that could fit in a stowaway like compartment. So it's got to be carry-on friendly. A gallon jug of water, never hurt if you're carrying a gallon jug of water. Another bag, like a backpack or duffel bag that obviously has t-shirts in it, like your merchandise, that can't hurt. And my personal favorite is the coffee cup. like a cup of coffee in your hand. That could never hurt.
Like designer coffee or like gas station / McDonald's?
Yeah, it
coffee?
doesn't matter. It can be any coffee. I mean, you probably get more props if it's obviously a designer coffee, like a more expensive one. But McDonald's or whatever would suffice. And funny enough, so I like to get coffee on my way to shows. Obviously, I'm a coffee guy, Pete. We've talked about this a lot. So even though I can't taste the difference, I like to walk into a show with my cup of coffee. Oh, also a big lunchbox, like a 6-pack bag. So because you meal prep, workers meal prep.
Nice. Nice.
They're like an ISO bag or something like that. That's an obvious meal prep bag. So a lot of times I have my roller bag. I'll have my meal prep bag. Sometimes I'll have a backpack with merch, gallon jug of water, coffee. Half the shows I wear a fanny pack. The other half I don't. Because, once I got robbed for my fanny pack and I never got over it yet. So, although I do have a multitude of fanny packs to choose from.
An extensive collection now.
Yeah. One time I worked a show in Michigan and like as a pay bonus, we all got a fanny pack. That was pretty sweet. There's a parade during the day and we filled them with candy to throw them out to the kids and stuff during the parade. And the guy was like, yeah, everybody just go ahead and keep those. It's a little like present.
That gives me an idea for the show. We should bookmark this come December.
Okay.
Like wrestling gifts or gifts for your wrestler boyfriend, girlfriend, slam piece.
Ooh,
whatever.
Good idea. But the coffee cup, that's one of my favorite ones. And it's gotten to the point where I have done this a few times. I don't want to put this out in public because it's so stupid and it sounds so douchey.
That's what our audience enjoys.
But this is what I have to do is 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months, I've actually gotten coffee on the way to a show, drank all of my coffee, but still walked in with the empty coffee cup in my hand.
Not to throw it away.
Yeah, not to throw it away, but to be a worker that drinks coffee because real workers drink coffee. So like I'll have that even though my hands are super full. I have merch, like multiple gear bags, a gallon jug of water, like I have all this stuff, but I still want one hand to be holding a coffee cup because I have coffee because I'm a worker and not everyone on this show does.
Well, I notice you people shake hands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How do you shake hands if you have a coffee cup and a roller bag?
Yeah, see, I have to go out of my way to rearrange. So it seems like I'm being the bigger person to shake your hand.
Wow. Now what?
If you're one of my boys, I'm just going to hug you. If we're still on handshaking terms, you need to step up your game.
Well, how do you get to that level? I mean,
just don't be a mark.
No. The advice you're giving me is running counter to my approach because I go in and I'm quiet. And occasionally I run sound for your shows.
Yeah.
I don't shake hands. I mean, I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful, but I don't know if I am. How are you at the handshake level?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, in theory, when you come into and leave a show, you should shake everyone's hand. So if you should come in with like a coffee cup in your hand and shake everyone's hand, be like, oh, hey, bro, good to see you again. There's also some words to say, but I'm not going to say all those. And none of them are bad. But just be like, hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you again, this and that. And then like, go for the handshakes, but be very ready for like the half handshake hug, like the handshake / bro hug.
Be open to it.
Yeah. Be like ready for it and ready for it to happen. And if you think that somebody's open to that in that split second, do it. Just go for it.
What if, now just go with me here. What if there's a gentle whisper of gimmick during the handshake hug?
That could help your case, actually. Yeah. Gimmick.
Yeah.
And most people probably like, oh, yeah, man, for sure.
I want to walk that line of, man, are you somebody's like, did an adult bring you here? Like, that's what I'm going for.
See,
right at
the
that
thing
level.
is, if you do this at enough shows, people are going to assume you're somebody. They'll be like, I don't know who it is, but he's like somebody. Especially if you go to a show with me and you've not been to the show before. If you show up with me, people are probably going to assume you're like an important person anyway. Because I've had friends show up with me to shows. I'm like, hey, just act like you're one of the boys. And people just treat them really well. And they're like, oh, man, that must be somebody.
I'm going to start saying that I'm Dame, who's been to your last couple shows, but I got hit by a car and I've been in the hospital for 8 months. So I've shrank and turned white.
And you let your hair grow out a little bit.
Yeah.
You can try it. Yeah. But he's the nicest guy I've ever met. So you're going to have to be a lot nicer.
What?
Like, be as nice as you can be and then more.
How the hell am I not a nice person, you son
No,
of a...
you are nice. He's just the nicest human I've ever met.
He seems like a real good dude.
Yeah. He's leaving for China today for 2 months to train somewhere awesome. And it's karma because he's such a great human being.
Wait,
I hope he does fantastic.
Do the C's believe in karma?
It begins with a K. Probably not. They believe in communism.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they really believe in that.
Wait, is he going to come back a communist spy?
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
That's his new gimmick.
Yeah. Oh my God, he should come back with like a communist hat on and speak in an accent.
Ooh, a fanny pack that's red and it's got the scythe and star.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, that's more Russia than China.
That's fine. Yeah, there's a red flag with yellow like stars on it. We should. I'm gonna make him a China fanny pack. I'm gonna get that made, and then the second he gets home, I'm gonna mail it to him.
In theory, could you wrestle in China, or does that hurt your cred in Japan?
No, I could. I was actually trying to get over there to be over there at the same time as Damon. It just didn't happen. But this company is founded by Japanese workers, so they're definitely open to it.
You think you would have had a better opportunity if you were a bit more of a mark?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not a mark, and I'm not there, so it couldn't hurt my case.
See, the endearing mark.
Yeah. Oh, a thing I was going to say about the coffee cup. My buddy Russ realized that sometimes I don't have anything in the coffee cup. So when I saw him on Friday night, not at a wrestling show, just in life, when I was in Northern Indiana, I walked up to him with a coffee cup in my hand, which had coffee in it. And he was like, "So that empty?" He probably said that empty, bud? Because he says bud.
He says bud?
He says bub.
Oh.
Yeah, that empty bub? I said bud, though. He says bub. And only, my buddy Blake had a theory that only someone that's bigger than you is allowed to call you bub, or it's disrespectful. Yeah.
So Russ really can't call very many people bub.
Because he's so small.
He's tiny.
Yeah, so small. And I was like, actually, yeah, there is coffee in this mug, man. There was 25-cent coffee at the McDonald's in Warsaw, so it would have been dumb not to buy one.
I swear that is one thing I've learned. Like, you people talk. It's real funny. Any bit of embarrassment, everybody else knows it, and they rib you for it endlessly. But it's real great because as soon as somebody who comes around that like isn't in the group, everybody shuts up.
Oh, yeah. You don't need it. Yeah. We've worked long and hard for our fun. It's ours. You don't get to do that. And if you mock one of our boys, that's a problem. Like, you have to be in the group.
I gotta get a subtle bit of harmless information and just casually throw it out. Be like, "Yeah, Russ, remember that time you did that?" Just to see what happens to his face and how long before I get punched in mine.
See, he knows you're a friend by association.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, if you want to convince someone else to come to a show and convince them to say that, who knows?
Get some random person punched in the face.
Yeah. Who can we bring to a show?
I have names.
Who can we bring to a show?
Chris Bentley, dog. I wonder if Bentley walks in, if he's just cool. If people just know it.
I have a feeling he doesn't look like a worker anymore. This is a guy we went to high school with who was a star athlete, by the way. So for everyone listening. And back then he looked kind of like a worker because he was in good shape. You know what? Willing to bet he doesn't now. I don't think I'm Facebook friends with him.
Seth Pickett. I bet he's still swole.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm not Facebook friends with him either. These weren't people I hang out with.
They're on the football. Wait. Pickett was on the football team. Bentley was a basketball team.
Yeah. I was on neither.
I heard you were into football.
I am about to start professional football. That's a story for another day, though. So is that enough information on how to get mark status?
I really do think I'm going to attempt this. Right now, I feel like you're skeptical. But when I show up to a show with a fanny pack and the
roller
macho
bag,
man, like, I'm going to have it all. There's not even going to be anything in my roller bag.
Couldn't hurt to have a mouthful of chew and a spit bottle in one of your hands.
But I have a jug, a coffee cup, and a roller
and a spit
bag.
bottle, yeah.
How am I going to do
Figure
this?
it out. Wrestlers have more hands.
Little known fact, wrestlers actually have four
Wrestlers
hands.
have more hands.
Ooh, in my roller bag, I'm going to have a bunch of old WWE stuff, and I'm just going to roll up to a merch table and set it out there.
That's very worker. Yeah. You'll figure out how to stack. Like, I can put my 6-pack bag on my roller bag in a way, and I can usually put my gallon jug on that. So I can kind of pull all those with just one hand. And if I have another backpack on, obviously there's no hands.
I can't just show up and have all that ready to go. I'm either going to have to practice or work my way up to it.
It takes time. It takes years of effort and experience. See, think of it as you go for a year or two and you just add a thing to your repertoire every year or two. Like, you have to earn it.
No, that's
you can't just be a young guy. There's a few young guys that wear fanny packs to shows nowadays, and I want to just walk right up to them and rip that fanny pack off and throw it across the room and just look at them dead in the eye and be like, you haven't earned it.
What stops you from doing that?
I don't know. All the kids nowadays in the business are babies. They probably try and sue me for breaking their iPhone or something.
That doesn't even relate to the show. I got no way to even segue it to that. But that definitely should be someone's gimmick. Every new thing that exists now politically, it's just, I'm that. And I'm offended by everything. They would be such a great heel.
There's a few of those nowadays. Yeah.
Of course there is.
Social justice heroes.
It's crap.
It is. It's pretty played out already.
Dang it. Then I got nowhere to go.
Sorry, man.
I just revert back to my Macho Man tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tank.
You should put some cigarettes in like the shoulder strap.
Can you do that? I've seen them rolled up in a shirt sleeve, but you can put them in a tank.
Yeah. But if the tank is that tight, yeah.
Well, why wouldn't it be, dog?
Exactly.
Huge.
That's what I'm saying. You're a worker. You also, it also couldn't hurt to have a little bit of a pump. I've never pumped up before I went into a show, but I've thought about it.
Do you have bands in your car right now?
Not right now. I do keep bands in my bag.
Why would you?
That's
not
for
have
pre-match,
bands?
though.
Well, I know, but why would you not have them?
I mean, I don't pump up before I go into a lot of places.
I would.
I should.
Before I go into Walmart or
I'm
wherever.
big. I'm so big. I've probably pumped up before I went into something before, just for the heck of it, to pop myself.
Will you do that now anytime you go into a coffee shop?
Ooh, yeah, sure.
That'd just be your thing.
Yeah, just pump up right before I go in. Good idea. I had a photo shoot last week, and I learned a lot of secrets to pumping up right before you go into a shoot. It was hell, though. I was so dehydrated.
The photographer knew these secrets? Or did you find them out other ways?
No, my nutrition guy helped me out with some of it. I knew some of them. Like right before you go out, pump up, taking some simple sugars like a candy bar and do like some full body movements like some squats and Hindu push-ups.
I hear vodka helps to dehydrate you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't vodka, but before my next photo shoot maybe. And coffee.
Couple dry spoonfuls of pre-workout.
Ooh, I did a dry mouth some pre-workout and I did a workout right before I went into the photo shoot. I dry mouthed some arginine. It was horrible. One of the worst things I've ever done.
I did that the other day. It is truly terrible. I don't know how people do that.
A few of my friends used to do it all the time. I don't know how they did it.
It's terrible.
Yep.
There we go. I'll have pre-workout in my fanny pack. I need to figure out what all I'm going to keep in there.
You totally should have pre-workout in your fanny pack.
Yes.
Put whatever you want in it.
Dude, I'll just go to GNC and get samples. I'll just have samples. Oh, man, you're looking kind of small here. I'll hand it out, too. They'll love me.
That'd be hilarious. Totally do that.
This has been productive for at least me. I appreciate that. I hope other aspiring marks have learned a thing.
No problem. Yeah, everyone let us know what you think about this episode if it's helped you become a better mark. All right. Well, we will catch you guys next Wednesday, the day we always release. At Off the Cliff Pod on everything. At Multimedia Hustle, that's Pete on everything. And at Jake Omen 2012, that's Jake on everything.